Hey.
So Michael Ammermuller then from pole position leads Sven Muller as they head up towards the Grundig turn for the second time of asking in this Porsche Carrera Cup, but the first time of asking without being led by the safety car. So let's hope they all get round this very, very tight turn okay. And back stepped out of Ammermuller's car there, just saw the rear end almost glancing the barriers. So much power from these Porsches. The moment you put your foot down, then the back end is going to step out, particularly in conditions which are going to be challenging now, because as any driver tries to make an overtake, he's going to have to go offline and into a damper part of the circuit, and he's going to drag that onto the drying, wasting line.
Indeed, yeah, and in dry conditions here you get lots of dust and debris off the racing line itself as they make their way out through the last hairpin at Dutzendeich to go through the left-hand kink that leads them up to the start-finish line. Once again, Ammermuller just about a second clear in the lead of this race from the number 14 car of Sven Muller. So the top two stayers they were. Jeffrey Schmidt holds on to third place. Or does he? Because there's a move here, a charge up the inside from Christopher Zöchling. And the Swiss driver, based in Bristol in the UK, moves up to third place. And there might be another place lost here, I think, for Jeffrey Schmidt, who was a bit slow on the exit, wasn't he?
Well, Zöchling was coming under a bit of pressure from Philipp Enger, and we can see Philipp Enger there in the Deutsche Post car number 12. But what Zöchling has done is absolutely bang, isn't it? It's dead right. He's been able to see off that charge from Philipp Eng and make up a place in so doing. Philipp Eng now will be frustrated, stuck behind that car now as he tries to get up along the inside here. Philipp Enger in the yellow and black Porsche, trying to find a way. There you can see the cars are absolutely side by side. Philipp Enger's going to try and keep his foot in here and remain absolutely committed as they head down to the Grundig turns. He's going to have the right line there.
Fantastic stuff, real gutsy stuff there from Philipp Enger. He's made his mind up, didn't he? He gets a little left tap on the way out of the corner, but he made his mind up about 30 seconds ago that he was going to go for that move and commit to it. And all the way down the straight, absolutely wheel to wheel, the yellow machine of Philipp Enger goes through. So the Austrian Team Deutsche Post Project 1 car gains a place, moves up to fourth position now.
At the same corner, Christian Engelhardt made a mistake and lost a place as well by going in too deep and therefore not having the best line around that corner. You've got to be so precise, Chris, haven't you? Every single corner here you've got to nail each time.
And there's one to watch, the white and black car of number 20, Earl Bamber, trying to get himself up into the top 5 as well. He's second in the Porsche Super Cup, race winner in the first round at Barcelona, and has been a race winner in this championship as well, the New Zealander. So he's trying to fly up from 7th on the grid if he can. And coming under attack here this time is the number 26 car of Jeffrey Schmidt. He'll have to relent as through goes Earl Bamber. So Bamber gets the place. There's another one lost for Schmidt at exactly the same corner where he lost the place to Eng on the previous lap.
Okay, and well, next in order is going to be Ole Nielsen. As we see a replay of the green flag lap following the safety car. And the drag down to the first turn, the left-hander that is the Grundig turn here. Big lock-up came from somewhere there. I'm not sure it wasn't Philipp Enger's car.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I've no idea how much grip they're going to get until they get to the corner itself, even on the recce laps, on the formation lap. And this was a great move earlier in the race from Christopher Zöchling at the start of lap number 2 into the Grundig hairpin. Got that number 7 car threaded up the inside there. Just pulled out of the slipstream at the very last possible second. A surprise attack. And through to third place he went.
Yeah, good driving from the Conrad Motorsport driver. Ammermuller it is that leads from Muller, and Zöchling now is coming under real pressure from Philipp Enger. Just before he made the move earlier, Christopher Zöchling, he did that almost in defence as Philipp Enger gets right alongside him now. They're side by side here. Zöchling is clean through there, but cleaner through is Philipp Enger. And is Philipp Enger going to... Christopher Zöchling chooses to close the door. Boy, they are so close. They cross the start-finish line. They're heading up towards the Grundig turn now. And Philipp Enger... all over the back of Christopher Zöchling's Conrad Motorsport car. But Zöchling at the moment has got it under control, and he is, well, holding off that charge from Philip Enger.
Yeah, really squeezed him though, didn't he, as
Yes.
he came out of the last turn. I don't think Philip Enger would be best pleased about that. They make their way through the shoulder S's now. Go right then left. Look how close they get to the wall here. You make a slight mistake there and it's game over for the race. Bearing in mind they've got another race tomorrow as well. Need to look after these cars to an extent. Philip Enger has another look at the inside here to try and get third place away from the number 7 car of Christopher Zogslin, but he's also got to keep an eye on his mirrors, because if he tries a move, Dave, and it doesn't come off, he'll leave the door wide open for Earl Bamber in the number 20 car to steal his place.
Yes, he's just waiting to pounce, isn't he? Talking to many of these drivers and comparing them to other cars, these Porsches are just absolutely great to drive, because you can really wring the neck of them as Earl Bamber gets so very close to Philip Enger. Running wide there is Ola Nielsen. And very exciting racing so far. Connor De Filippi with, there's obviously been some contact there, whether that's with another car or whether that's with a wall. Connor De Filippi, who went into this race leading the championship, dived up the inside of Jim Pla onto the curb. It's the curb that has probably caused the problem there, and well, Jim Pla did well to hold on to that car, didn't he?
Yeah, tried to get up the inside. It's a difficult place to overtake there, and yeah, hit the curb and then hit Pla's car. So the championship leader in with dramas here, and he might not score points for the first time this season. Christian Engelhardt struggling lower down the grid, and Christopher Zogslin, a good chance for him here to really close the gap in the points table, because Christopher there in the number 7 car is third in the championship. Got Nicky Tibb, who's fourth in the championship, who's absent this week. So it could be a real turning point here for the Swiss driver. To 9th place now. He's trying to fend the next group of cars off, but there's a queue formed up here, but he's not letting anybody through here, Christopher Zogslin.
No, and Philip Enger is trying everything he can. He had a brilliant start to the season, did Philip Enger, with a P1 at Hockenheim and then a P3 in the second race at Hockenheim, and then it all went a bit pear-shaped for the next 3 races, but he did get back on the podium in the second race at Budapest. So his championship charge, he needs to really get the championship back on track here at the Norisring, as we watch our Class B points leader, Rolf Inishin there. So Philip Enger back on the case once again, but not able to find a way past Zogslin at the moment.
Somebody else struggling a bit is Alex Riberas in the number 88 Attempto car, the blue car, just down in 18th place. He's 5th in the championship and hasn't been out of the top 10 so far this year, but he's another one that suffered a difficult qualifying session. This is the queue then that's formed up behind Christopher Zogslin, third. You've got Philip Enger in 4th place, Earl Bamber number 20 in 5th position, and then joining the back of that group now is Jeffrey Smith, who's right with them in the black and white Porsche. So 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th all together, and this no doubt is going to be somebody getting close to or hitting the wall, actually hitting the wall. So that was the number 30
Mike
machine.
Halder there.
Yeah, Mike Halder.
Well, you do get ever so close to that wall, and Mike Halder proving that there's very little between getting close and actually colliding with it. So Enger now is in this difficult position, Chris, where he is trying to get on terms with Christopher Zogslin, but at the same time, of course, he's having to really defend against Earl Bamber. He's right in the middle of that sandwich there, isn't he?
And the longer it goes on, the more people join the queue, because you've got another couple that will... I think there'll be 6 of them battling over this position pretty shortly, because you've got Robert. Another replay. This is down out of the corner as well, and losing bits of wing mirror and bits of paintwork as he clipped the wall.
Helped a little bit there by Sean Johnston, I think.
A little bit, yeah, contact possibly. It was all about what went on into the corner there.
Yeah.
That bunched them up in the first place, didn't it? Here we go then, there's a snake starting to form here. Christopher Zogslin, don't look in your mirrors, because it'll scare you to death. Everybody's breathing down your neck here. Determined though to hang on to this 3rd place. Has had a win this season at Oschersleben.
And with such a short lap here, Emma Muller and Sven Muller are already encountering backmarking cars.
They are, yeah. There's only 0.3 of a second between the top 2. So Emma Muller, the pole sitter, still leads from Sven Muller. For a series in which he finished in the top 6 of the championship a couple of years ago. Muller going very well there in second place. The gap has opened up a bit on that lap though to 0.6 of a second. And the top two are nearly 8 seconds clear now of this huge fight that's going on for third place. Christopher Zoekling doing a great job. He's not been over defensive, is he, to be fair?
No, he isn't. And Philip Enger is going to have to find a way to get past. And the great thing about this street circuit here at the Norisring is it is possible to overtake. And Philip Enger is just looking for where he can just spot half a gap and put his nose in there to try and make that move on Christopher Zoekling. He's spent, as far as he's concerned, too long behind him. But, well, Zoekling, as you say, is not being ultra defensive. He's really hard onto the brake. And as I was saying earlier, you really wring the neck of these cars, and they almost take it and say, come on then, bring it on, because they are brilliant cars to race. And Amma Muller leads from Sven Muller. Then it is this battle, which is the battle for P3. Christopher Zoekling in the Conrad Motorsport car there, and Philip Enger, who ever eager behind to try and find a way and try and unsettle Christopher Zoekling, but he's not for unsettling at the moment. So many times they've been through that hairpin, and he's not put a foot wrong. So Philip Enger is, really struggling to push him into making an error that would allow him the opportunity to get alongside and potentially get past.
We've got Christian Engelhardt second in the championship, who's got a bit of clean air now in ninth place and just set on the previous lap the fastest second sector of anybody. He's trying to close the gap of about 3 seconds to the tail of this group now and join Ora Nilsson. So we'll probably just see him flashing into the top of the shot fairly soon. There's Sven Muller in second place. There are the leaders coming up to traffic then. The black and white car of Amma Muller leading the way. And then another back marker, and then the turquoise and white car is the one of the Austrian Zoekling. In fact, you've got Germans first and second, Austrian drivers third and fourth. Zoekling followed very closely by Philip Enger, then the Kiwi, the New Zealander, Noel Bamba. And Philip Enger will be absolutely ruining the fact that very early on in this race, when he got alongside Christopher Zoekling and almost got through, the door was shut, and that was his best chance, and he hasn't really had another opportunity since then, has he?
No, you're right. We've got 10 minutes remaining in this Porsche Carrera Cup race here at the Norisring. Race 1 of 2 for these Carrera Cup cars, and there is Zoekling then. By far and away the most exciting battle that's going on high up the order is the battle for P3, which Philip Enger desperately trying to find a way past Christopher Zoekling, but he's not been able to do that. There we see going through Fabien Tuna in car number 2. Back there in P13 with Sean Johnston behind. And, well, whichever way you look, the Norisring circuit is full of Porsches because such a big grid of these Carrera Cup cars. There is our B category leader, Rolf Inisch, in there. Another one of the Conrad Motorsport cars. And Rolf Inisch in then, who has had, his points tally is 112 over Ralph Bone, who is P2 in the points on 100, so he's got a 12-point margin right at the top. There's Daniel Alleman in the Jost Abrasives car number 22.
Yes, he's another of the amateur drivers in Class B, Daniel Alleman. And has had a 21st position. Of course, with such a short lap, lots of these Class B drivers, even the front runners in that category, have been lapped already. We've got the leaders through with 2.3 seconds now, the gap from Amma Muller to Muller. So through the traffic, the leader has extended his advantage. Certainly not extending his advantage in the battle for third place is Zoekling. Philip Enger tries to find a gap, but weaving around like an angry wasp behind him is Bamba, absolutely determined to get through. Surprise if I stick the nose of my Porsche in between you and this fight for third place with Zoekling.
Well, Zoekling, you have to say, has really kept his head here, hasn't he? Because he's nailed each and every corner and not given Philip Enger the chance, and by virtue that, but equally, Enger has done the same, hasn't he, in terms of holding on from that challenge from Earl Bamber, and description was right. It's like an angry wasp behind the yellow machine of Philip Enger in terms of trying to find a way past him, and he's not been able to do so. Engelhardt then is P9. Another one of the Conrad Motorsport cars.
Slowly catching that group, isn't he?
Yes.
He's got the 3 second gap down to about 2. Trouble is, he's running out of time, 7.5 minutes to go. He might get 1 or 2 chances to make another couple of places up here. There's standing driver Norbert Siedler, of course, very familiar Porsche racer, trying to break up into the top 10 in 11th place at the start of this lap. He's trying to get ahead of the number 28 car of Clement Schmidt in the Lechner Racing car. So this is the battle for 10th position at the moment between these two. You see over the bumps there, he just lifts the right front wheel off the ground there completely. Norbert Siedler. It's a very uneven surface, very bumpy ride for these drivers.
And never far away from an unforgiving barrier or concrete wall, but they've all driven impeccably, haven't they, in terms of keeping out of that. Amma Muller leading then, 2.3 second margin, as you've said, over Sven Muller, and there is our race leader. We've not seen too much of him because the better battles have been going on a little bit further down the order. But Amma Muller then with back-marking cars to get past. There is P2, Sven Muller. Good showing from Sven Muller in P2. He's just taken a tenth back out of the Amma Muller time, but that, of course, is because Amma Muller is having to negotiate the back-marking traffic as well. Still, Christopher Zoechling is holding on to P3, despite the challenges and charges of Philipp Enger and Earl Bamber behind.
Yeah, Sven Muller doing great things in his first season of Porsche racing. As I said, he came from a single-seater background, from Formula Masters and Formula 3, and he's already had his first podium in the Super Cup at the Red Bull Ring, so going very well in that championship in the top 6 and going very well in this one here as well. Sven Muller, there's the race leader in the black and white car, number 25, Michael Amma Muller, the Volta Leichner Racing team car. Problem for him now is that he's coming up to cars who are having their own private battles.
Absolutely, they're in a race, aren't they? Saw Bill Barrazetti in the mix there, and Zoechling is making a good job of diving through the traffic as well, and Philipp Enger is clearly got his attention focused on going through the traffic as well, and at the same time being able to defend from the clutches of Earl Bamber, who's still looking every bit as racy.
Yeah, Christopher Zoechling flashing the lights here. That's a warning to the back markers, just trying to catch the attention in the mirrors of the back markers to see those lights. I'm coming, get out of the way, I'm a quicker driver. The blue flags no doubt will be waved as well, some of these back markers. So the turquoise and white car of Zoechling in third place still. He's just got himself a bit of breathing space now over Philipp Enger, and I think through the traffic they've both pulled away from number 20 Earl Bamber, who remains in 5th place. There is your race leader though, Michael Amma Muller. And Michael down in 10th place in the championship at the moment after a bad start to the season, but he's been on the podium for two of the last 3 races now, and a win here would see him shooting up the order.
Ola Nielsen then dives up the inside of the back marking number 5 car of Patrick Eisman.
He's got Engelhardt breathing down his neck now. Contact right at the top of the screen there. No surprise really, there's not much room for them. Oh, it's Engelhardt.
It's Engelhardt.
He's trying to get through the back markers. I was about to say how racy he was looking, because he could almost see Ola Nielsen. He's been charging after him for the last few laps to try and get himself up to 7th place. And, oh, well, the back marker just did not see him there. That's the number 5 car closing the door there, Patrick Eisman. And I just don't think he saw Engelhardt, and speared across the front of him as Engelhardt tried to get up the inside there.
Very lucky neither of those cars collected by others coming through there as well.
I don't think Christian did a great deal wrong there, did he? In trying to get through. The door just closed on him completely. So after a real charge, all that work just to get onto the tail of Ola Nielsen, and the race has gone away from him. So the top 2 of the championship looks up
air now, and Sven Muller is P2. And there we can go down to the Project 1 Motorsport pit perch as the team look on. Here at the Norisring, there is Muller. And then it's a little while, isn't it, before we get back to this battle, which recommences now between Zoechling, Enger and Earl Bamber as they into this hairpin once again. And Philipp Enger just turns up the wick a little bit. And what have we got? Under 3 minutes left in this race to run, unless it is going to go to laps. I think it's going to be the probably time, isn't it?
Going to be tight, isn't it? But certainly into the closing stages now. This battle for third place got spread out a little bit through the traffic. As you say, it's concertinaed back up together now. A little bit stuttery through the hairpin there for Zoechling, but I think he's got away with this. Philip Enger has just kept the pressure up the whole way through, but in a way, if you're trying to get past somebody, you want to do it straight away, because the longer that you've got somebody sat behind you, almost the easier it becomes to defend, because you know what to expect. You know where he's a bit quicker, you know where you're a bit quicker, and you know where he's going to try and move, and you have the opportunity to cover the bases. If you get up to somebody and you attack them straight away and try and take them by surprise, it's always the best way. And almost Philip Enger's now driving at the same pace as the man in front, because it's the man in front that's controlling everything.
And there is Jeffrey Schmidt, and I think that was Wolf Nathan alongside. Yes, you can see the Uponor logo across the front of the car. Seidler up to P9, Norbert Seidler. Zochling has done a brilliant job, hasn't he? We just saw him go through there in P3. He's some 8.8 seconds down on the leader. Ola Nielsen is P7. This is going to be a good finish for Ola Nielsen. In fact, it'll be his best finish of the season so far. He's got Schmidt ahead of him. But there, our race leader, Michael Ammermuller.
It's almost got an endurance race feel about it now, hasn't it? With the lights started to fade, the lights on the cars.
Just going to get the last lap in, aren't they? Before the clock strikes 0.
Yeah. There's your race leader then, Michael Ammermuller, 2.5 seconds clear now. Cross your fingers, cross everything. But I tell you what, he hasn't put a wheel wrong yet. No. I wouldn't panic. The only stress he might have is with back markers. We've seen how they can catch people out, but at the moment, looks like he's got a nice clear track in front of him. There is Sven Muller. In second place, and this is going to be the final lap of the race. So
Muller takes P2. There's plenty of celebrations down there on the pit perch. We saw the fingers being crossed, but well, no problem for Zochling in taking P3. Enger P4 and Earl Bamber P5 with Schmidt then P6. Ola Nielsen takes P7, and then Robert Renau P8, Norbert Seidler P9, and Jim Pla P10. Here comes roll finish, and then for the B category honours in the familiar colours of the Conrad Motorsport car, and the checkered flag continues to wave. So Inishin takes that B category win. Normally 2 podiums on the Porsche Carrera Cup, and Michael Ammermuller then taking the win of the race overall, and the Lechner Racing driver didn't really put a foot wrong.